Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar with Váhy. My name is Emily. I'm the Senior Campaign Lead here at Birchal. And just before I introduce Anna and Kate, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land from which we are coming to you from today. Birchal is based on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and we pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. So you would see the lovely faces of Kate and Anna from Váhy today. Birchal is working with them on their upcoming crowdfunding campaign. So a lot of you might be unfamiliar with crowdsourced funding, or CSF as it's also known. You may know it as equity crowdfunding, but it's a relatively new form of fundraising in Australia. It started back in 2018, and it allows small businesses and startups to raise capital from smaller or retail investors, as well as sophisticated or wholesale investors through an online platform such as Birchal. So instead of seeking funding from traditional sources such as banks or venture capitalists, companies can turn to the general public, and that's often their communities, to raise money in exchange for equity in their business. Birchal Financial Services will be the licensed intermediary for this offer, and I just want to remind everybody who is listening that the information and discussion in this webinar today is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as advice or a recommendation to invest. So I would implore you to please do your own research and always consider the general CSF risk warning and offer document before investing. If you do need any more information or have any questions, please head to birchal.com. Now, here's how today's session is going to run. Anna and Kate are going to take us through a great presentation all about Váhy, which will run for around about 15 to 20 minutes. So it'll cover where they've come from, what they're looking to do with their capital raise, and a few other bits of key information. We'll then switch over to a Q&A session. So if you look at the bottom of your Zoom screen, you'll see a little Q&A bubble. So if you have any questions while the girls are talking, please feel free to pop them in there, and we'll go through all of those in the Q&A time at the end. I'd also like to let you know that we are recording today's session, so if you do have to jump off early, a recording will be sent around. So you've listened to me talk enough. Let me hand it over to the amazing Anna and Kate.
Hi everyone, my name's Anna Weatherlake.
And I'm Kate McDonald.
And we are the co-founders of Váhy. I just want to say firstly, a massive thank you for everyone so far who's expressed their interest in investing in Váhy and for joining us today. We are so excited to talk to you about Váhy, how we came about, our plans moving forward, and just
everything.
We want you to get to know the business a little bit more. So Váhy was founded in 2020 by Kate and I after many years of scent development. We are 100% natural fine fragrance. We're genuinely green. We're sustainably sourced. We're female founded, and we are made and owned here in Australia. We've always had Kate and I have always had a passion for natural, clean products. And when we kind of discovered there was a little bit of a gap in the market, we went on this journey to create the product that we wanted to use. So our existing range currently has over 8 fragrances, 50 ml, 10 ml. We offer room sprays, candles, scents for home, and we've got a very exciting pipeline of products coming up.
Absolutely.
So our mission, our brand mission, is to create the world's best 100% natural fine fragrances, free from all the harmful petrochemicals commonly found in mass-made synthetic fragrances today, and really products that are better for you, better for the environment, and better for animals as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just jumping in when I'm No, I think I also core to our mission, and our mission is how we came into existence. So how Váhy started was that my background as a corporate lawyer, I noticed the fragrance loophole laws, in that you didn't have to label what was in fragrance products. You could just put perfume, denatured alcohol, and a list of varying amounts of allergens, but you didn't actually have to say what comprised perfume, what was that under that umbrella term, and what that actually meant. And I thought that's kind of interesting, and started doing a big wormhole of research onto it, and realized that there's amazing organizations like the Environmental Working Group who reverse engineer and analyze all the top selling mass-made fragrances. And in that umbrella term, they say on average 14 ingredients of concern, they call them. So they're hormone disruptors, they're carcinogens, they're ingredients that promote organ toxicity. They're just things you really don't want on your body and in your bloodstream. And I just had this huge awakening moment. I was like, how in this day and age is this possible? Is this legal? And we call that the shocking truth, to get on that slide. And so I tapped Anna on the shoulder, and who's lifelong friend.
We were living together at the time.
Housemate, and also Peter Ambassador for Australia, speaks at, World Vegan Day, and really into clean living and really knowledgeable in that space. Said, did you know? And when she didn't know, and she's quite a high authority in my books on these types of things, I just thought, this is wild. This needs to be exposed. I feel like as soon as people were aware of this, they would instantly not use these types of chemicals anymore. Why aren't more people aware of this? We then went and tried every natural fragrance that was on the market, and they're all very essential, oily. It felt like it'd been at a day spa as opposed to a sophisticated fine fragrance. And we just knew we had to create this product that we wanted to use that was like for like with your fine fragrance, but was no step down in sophistication, longevity, style, and then you'd feel confident swapping it out.
And at the same time, living together, we were using, clean makeup products, clean skincare products, clean cleaning products, and we were just so in the dark about the fragrances we were spraying all over these sensitive parts of our body, what they were actually doing to our health. And it was a big turning point in both of our lives, going, oh my goodness, how have I not known? And I've been using these products for so many years without being completely oblivious to what it's doing for our health.
Yeah, 100%. And how I sort of knew that Anna and I, could do it is we both had a lot of grit. We're both incredibly hardworking, despite not looking like it.
Blood, sweat, and tears has gone into this.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And we both start and built businesses before, but we've also both had large multinational organization experience before as well. So I knew we were perfectly placed. We're not perfumers ourselves, so then we knew we had to onboard the talent in that regard. And we got a world-leading, amazing perfumer who's worked for all the major fashion houses to come and do our scent formulation side of things and push it along for us.
So to date, we have bootstrapped Váhy by ourselves, and we've worked incredibly hard to get it to where it is. As Kate said, we're both very hardworking. We've worked multiple jobs to get to our level, but I guess a really key thing to point out is why we are different. So why we are different to other brands out there, and we have kind of touched on at the start of the call, is that we are 100% natural. Not many people can say they're 100% natural. They can say they're naturally derived or they're nature identicals, but we are genuinely 100% natural, and we are so passionate about having that ethos, and it's something that we've never wavered from the start. Our ingredients also biodegrade. We are also very passionate about sustainability. So we've got some amazing, sorry, the little pop up on the screen.
Software update coming.
Software update. We've got very passionate about sustainability. So for example, our orange oil that we use in a few of our fragrances is upcycled from the organic orange juice trade. Instead of throwing out the peel, we extract the orange oil from the peel. Another one, our sandalwood comes from an amazing Aboriginal community up in the Northern Territory that has 16 years of mixed generation trees growing on their plantation. But the best part, instead of using pesticides to keep all the weeds at bay on their plantation, they use goats ethically, of course. And then we also have some amazing other ingredient stories, like our clove uses this patent distillation process where it extracts all the beautiful notes from this very specialized process. So we're very passionate about our sustainability, where they're coming from, and also traceability. Our ingredients don't come from a lab, they come from plants, and it's something we have been from the start very passionate about. There's been many times where we thought, oh God, it'd be so much easier and so much cheaper or so much whatever to slip synthetic ingredients in, but we've never wavered from that. And I think that's why we've got to where we are today.
Absolutely.
I guess another important thing is we are plastic neutral. So what that means is, even though we're not completely plastic free, you'll find a plastic in the 50 ml and the 100% in the 100 ml room spray, because we don't have another option. But
the dip tube,
in
the middle. So all fragrances have to have that, unfortunately.
Yeah. So instead of saying we're plastic free, because we're not, we pull the equivalent amount of plastic from the sea. So we're very proud to have that plastic neutrality as well. We also have an amazing post-use recycling program for our customers. As I touched on earlier, we're PETA certified vegan and cruelty-free, and we have 1% for the planet accreditation. So my background being very much into animal rights and veganism and cruelty-free, that was another very important element of our business when we launched, and something we will stand by from now and forever.
Yeah. Absolutely. And all of those points really go to just creating something that is more premium quality product, and premium in that it's better for the environment, better for your health, and better quality just in general. And I think a lot of those sort of beautiful sustainability and sourcing stories really feed into better for your health as well. So there's been a lot of awareness recently on forever chemicals. There's a huge expose in The Age recently about it. And the impacts of forever chemicals on your health. Synthetic fragrance is chemically, it's derived from petrochemicals, and it's chemically arranged to actually last a long time, which is, why it is last long, but it also doesn't biodegrade over time. And that then causes a really big problem for both the environment and your health, in that those chemicals are persisting somewhere, whether it's, in the case of synthetic musk, it attaches, it bioaccumulates, and it stays in your fat cells in your body. And it's, there's many medical studies out there showing its carcinogenic properties, but then it persists in the environment as well. So we do not use those petrochemical based forever chemicals, and we think that's ahead of a massive trend that's already happening. It's already happened in makeup, and it's already happened in body care, and it's now coming into fragrance as well.
I think it's important to note about that too. There's been so many studies that they've found, synthetic or petrochemical ingredients in the umbilical cord of unborn babies or in women's breast tissues. And it's actually horrifying to learn these facts. And if our mission is also to make people aware of what these synthetic ingredients are doing, and the media is doing a bit for us at the moment, but making people fully recognize that spraying these things on these really sensitive parts of our body and in our environment and around our children and our dogs, it's not safe, and there has to be a better way to do it. So part of the reason that we're in existence is showing people that we can do things a better, a cleaner, a kinder, a safer way.
Yeah, and that feeds into as well our ethos around ingredient transparency. So on the back of our products, you'll see the INCI name, which is the chemist's name, and then also the plain English name next to it of our ingredients. And that's really incredibly rare in fragrance, to not only disclose the ingredients, first and foremost, the most rare. Second of all, is to show people where it comes from, where the natural derivation of each ingredient is. And we just think people have a right to know. You have a right to know what's in the things that you eat. You have a right to know what's in the things that go in your body care. You should have a right to know what's in fragrance. And we think that, in our view, the change is coming. Consumer demand is already going that way, but we want to be that absolute source of authenticity and transparency.
And consumer awareness is also going that way too. So I think recently we've seen in America the implementation of MOCRA, so the Modernization of Cosmetic Regulation Act. So moving forward, these fragrance companies are now going to have to disclose to the regulator their ingredients in their products. So we feel it's only a matter of time before this is taken to the consumer, and consumers have a right and are going to be able to demand what are the ingredients in the products they're using. And it's been a long time coming, and we hope that this change is just around the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I guess, as a part of that, we have a no nasties promise as part of our brand messaging. So we have a big, long list of ingredients we don't work with that are in addition to synthetic fragrance and denatured alcohol. And they include, a massive amount of ingredients of concern, and also all of the ingredients that are banned in the EU as well.
Yeah, and that extends, we do jump off each other a lot, that extends beyond our fragrances too, to our candles and home scents as well. We use lead-free wicks in our candle, we don't use paraffin, and all these, our ethos carries across our whole brand, down to our packaging, to our scents, to our home products. It's really important that we maintain this ethos from start to end.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, most importantly of all, despite all the, beautiful mission-based, goals of our business, is that you've got to create a product that's good quality, because people won't swap out their synthetic mass-made fragrance if it isn't like for like in quality, or longevity or sophistication of scent, or it just doesn't smell amazing. So we've got, absolutely beautiful range of fragrances with the help of this phenomenal world-class perfumer. And we've won over 12 international awards and placements. We've got, we do lab testing around our scents to make sure that they can be classified as long-lasting. So that's 6 hours plus long wear time. And, you know, as we've already touched on, we make sure that we've got the most premium ingredients within our products as well.
And we're IFRA compliant. We probably
IFRA
should
compliant,
combine
yeah,
those.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So in FY23, I'll let you go through this one, Kate.
Okay. Well, this is more for the investor side thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is probably what you're more interested in being in this meeting. So just we launched in 2020 and in FY23 we did $995,000 in revenue and we grew by over 800%. And in that same time period, our D2C sales grew by 76%. And we had a 35% profit margin in that as well. So we are growing rapidly, which is really, really exciting. It's a really exciting time for our business.
Yeah, we have grown so rapidly that we've expanded our team incredibly. We've got a great team now of females and males, and we're looking to, with this raise, to really expand that even further. But in terms of what we've achieved from a media and social angle as well, we've been featured in many amazing publications such as Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Marie Claire, and our fans and our loyal customers have been in their thousands. We've had work done with Rebecca Jard and a few other key ambassadors as well. So we're very excited just from what we've been able to achieve so far in just 3 years, what we can achieve in the next 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And to speak to that as well, just so you can get a bit of an understanding of the market size. So the fragrance market size is projected to be US $59 billion in FY24, which is really significant. And it's also projected to grow an additional $8 billion over the next 4 years. And to sort of see how we fit within that, it's how you fit, you know, within the trends that are driving that. So really massive trends in the market are niche fragrance, focus on natural and premium,
Transparency,
absolutely. And we're well positioned in light of these. So let's chat to those competitive edges.
So as we touched on earlier, our scents are crafted by world leading perfumers. So not many people can say that their perfumers are some of the best in the world. We worked very, very hard to secure our perfumer, who is based out of New York. So she creates all of our scents and is our nose. Our niche and unique scents are niche and unique because of the ingredients that they use. They are very, very highly sourced, where they're not made in a lab. It's very important that we have the traceability and that we're finding and securing these suppliers that are very much passionate about the environment, and sustainability is what we are. And as we touched on earlier, ingredient transparency is at the very top of what we stand for. So again, you as a consumer or an investor have the right to know what is in the products we are producing.
Yeah. And I guess, you know, what you'd want to know as well is, so why are we doing the Birchal raise? What are the funds going to be used for? You know, what's next, you know, in our journey? And so as part of the Birchal raise, we're going to be focusing on new product launches. We've finished R&D on a floral scent that is, Anna and I personally believe, is our best scent that we've ever delivered, even better than, you know, Amber Haze, which sells like hotcakes. And then we've signed a hotel amenities licensing agreement. So we'll be going in scented products in hotel amenities, which is really exciting. We've got signed distribution in the US, and our product is only, you know, just landed in the US to our distributor, which the US we're about to take that by storm, which is really, really exciting. We're also in negotiations with over 10 other countries for distribution. And we've never ever before had a sales team. So this is going to be really, really key for us. We get so many inbound supplier and distribution requests. We're now finally going to be able to be proactive by having a sales team to work on that and manage it and grow the business, you know, in the way even more significantly at 800%, which is will be huge. And we also want to scale our impact. So all of our beautiful sustainability measures and our 1% for the planet and our charitable endeavors, we want to be able to do them on a global stage.
Yeah. All righty.
Okay.
Okay, so
Sorry, Em, pause.
Keep going. Sorry, we're nearly done. Don't worry. You'll be able to ask some questions soon without us blabbering on. So finally, you know, something that I think would be really important for me if I were an investor is, you know, what are your future-proofing strategies? How are you going to grow your awareness and your brand within, you know, existing markets? And new markets as well. So our key one there is we're omni-channel, in that we're already in some of, you know, Australia's leading retailers like The Iconic, Kylo, Saint Haven, and many others. But we've also got our own Shopify D2C store, which is growing rapidly as well. And we've also, in all of the countries that we've signed distribution with, we've always carved out our D2C sales so that we can always benefit from curating the customer journey and experience in those countries when they buy from our website directly, and also benefit from the margins that will allow us to create more brand awareness in those countries as well. So that's how we're future-proofing ourselves, in addition to all of the trends that we are abreast of that we've already chatted about a couple of times, so I won't go back over.
I think it is really, and one thing we also didn't touch on at the start, and just to give people some understanding of the premium nature of our ingredients. So a synthetic rose oil, for example, just to put into perspective, is about $11 a litre. A natural organic rose oil is about $11,000 a litre. So just to give you some understanding of what synthetic mass-made fragrances are to produce and the premium quality of our ingredients, as we touched on at the start, we only use ingredients sourced from plants. Our base is 100% organic sugarcane alcohol, and then we use all the different patented and natural sourcing of our other ingredients. So it's really important for people and potential investors to understand the premium nature of our ingredients. And being in the luxury space, we still can carry a significant margin on our products to ensure that, you know, investors are along the journey, that we can reach these benchmarks and these profits too.
Yeah, well, so we're luxury segmented, but we're also, you're paying more and getting more than the competitors in that luxury space.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really confident in that. And another, I guess, part of our future is, you know, investing in our people. So we've already, as Anna's touched on, got an amazing team. You know, we've got, you know, our head of marketing is ex-Mecca. We've just got a wealth of experience within our marketing team already, and we really want to expand on that in other divisions, in particular sales. So I think that's part of our future on a global scale.
So as we touched on at the start too, that Kate and I have bootstrapped this business from day one, and we've never opened Váhy to a shareholding or to investment. And so I think this may be the only time we ever do it. Maybe it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to get in early and invest in a great, rapidly growing business that is sustainable, ethical, and award-winning already, and that is hopefully going to take the fragrance world by storm. We're passionate, we're driven, we stand by our products, and we know exactly where we want to go, and we think we know we are at the forefront of this movement. It's only a matter of time before things really start to shake up in the fragrance industry, and customers, clients, regulators demand change, that we have a right to know what's in our products.
Yeah. Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better. Well done.
Oh, thanks, Em.
Thank you guys so much. If I can ask you to stop sharing your screen so we can see your beautiful faces, that would be amazing.
Oh, you couldn't see them.
Oh, you can see them. Thank you so much. That was awesome. And I know you actually answered a few of the questions while you were chatting, so it was great. So I know that you mentioned that you're moving into the US, as obviously Australia is a relatively small market compared to others. What are your other brand export plans moving forward?
So, well, we have to be careful because they are confidential negotiations, but we are in chats with 10 other countries, and they're mostly throughout Europe.
Beautiful, thank you. So obviously a huge part of your brand is making sure that you're offering natural fragrances and ingredients. Why aren't other brands taking that direction?
I think it comes down, this is my personal opinion only, but the cost of the goods. I mean, I think, you know, fragrance, if you get a sustainably sourced, amazing, pure, natural ingredient, it has to be farmed, it has to be curated, there has to be there's a lot of cost in that raw natural ingredient that if you had a petrochemical based lab synthetic, the cost is not there. And whilst the scent is not the same, you know, we always give the example of getting freshly squeezed orange juice versus getting that reconstituted orange juice. They're the same thing, but they're not the same thing. And so they're an imitation of it. So I think in sophisticated fragrances and synthetic fragrances, they get a taste of the real thing, but not the real thing, but it's good enough to sell the fragrance. Whereas natural, it costs a lot more, so they don't want to go down that avenue, but because it's similar but not the same.
Yeah, right. So I mean, a huge emphasis for you is being transparent and having visibility with your products, so you do disclose your ingredients. Why don't other brands disclose theirs, and are there rules around disclosing the ingredients?
think because they're hiding a lot of their ingredients.
I don't think
Em,
they'd want customers to see. If you have synthetic musk in your fragrance, you do not want a customer to know that, because there's just so much publicly available information on the health consequences of synthetic musk. And so there's just no way.
Yeah.
If you were creating a product that had that, you would not want anyone to know that. So I think that's why. And the rules around it, every country is different. But in Australia, for example, you have to disclose, perfume, the denatured alcohol, and then there's a specific list of, I'm going to get the number wrong, but between 10 and 20 allergens that you have to disclose because people have serious reactions to them. But outside of that, you don't have to disclose any of the ingredients. And, for example, on average, there's something I think it's like 40 or 50 ingredients in a fragrance. Yet you'll see on the back of the label, if you look at them, you'll only ever see 3 or 4.
Knowledge is power to it, Em. I think now with how much access we have to internet and knowledge and what more, if people can research what these ingredients are doing and the health outcomes from them, a lot of people, well, most people I think would actually turn away from using these synthetic fragrances, because they're not good and we deserve better.
Yes. So obviously you guys have been developing scents that smell, luxury, and they're that beautiful upper end of the spectrum. How do you make the scent itself, really stick to the skin and stick around for the whole day?
So it comes down to the formulation. So fragrances have a top, mid, and base notes, and you need to make sure in naturals that you carry enough base notes that have that longevity and have the 6-hour plus wear time throughout the whole life cycle of the fragrance to pull it through. So there's a lot of chemistry involved, and that's why we're very lucky to work with this world-leading perfumer, because chemistry is not our background. We're very avid at testing it, and we do test it, at all different temperatures, and we also do this hot plate testing. So they bring plates in that are the same temperature as bodies, human bodies, and they test it, every half hour to see that it is got that longevity and it's not burning off too quickly or anything like that.
And there are certain notes that tend to hold more than
Absolutely.
others. So a lot of the woods and what more tend to carry
Base
through.
notes. Yeah, absolutely.
Totally. So I don't know if you'll know the answer to this question, but do you know roughly how many roses it takes to make 1 liter of the rose oil or the rose water that you use for your products?
We don't know the answer to that.
A lot.
Yeah,
A lot.
But we do know, it's something that is really important to us around the better for the environment, because it's all well and good to say, we're better for the environment because we use natural-based ingredients that biodegrade and, aren't, persisting in the environment in a negative way. But if you're getting those ingredients from an unsustainable source or somewhere that's using rare ingredients like oud, for example, it's really problematic. It's because you're destroying the environment to create something that's environmentally friendly. So we're really careful with our sourcing of our ingredients, that they are sustainable and that they've got those, renewability factors, and we don't go for, rare ingredients in that regard.
Yeah, right. That's really interesting. So what's your process for developing new products?
Well, it's quite extensive, with the floral that we touched on earlier. I think that we've been in works for that for about 2 years. We don't cut any corners in terms of ingredient traceability, where our products are sourced from. And we probably do, 30 to 40 iterations between Kate and I each scent to make sure that we're hitting the nail on the head. So we kind of go with a brief about what we're thinking, what we're feeling, our no nasties, the ingredients that we're not willing to compromise on, and then work with our perfumer based off a lot of scents that we've created have actually been from places that we visited. So we've been inspired by a location or a city or what more. And, it's that nostalgic part of a location that we go, okay, let's create a scent that still kind of evokes the emotional the feelings that we had when we were in that place. And from there we build out around the scent with the perfume. As we said, we're not chemists, we don't try to be, but we really go for what we love to create and feel.
Absolutely. And sensory travel through your fragrance is massive for us. And also another massive part of our product development is we work out what our customers want. So we've got a really highly engaged customer base, which is awesome. So we often do polls about what do they want to see next. And almost every day in the customer service emails, we get people asking for different types of scented products from us. So we keep a log of all of that and work out which is going to be the most in-demand product as well. So we can help ensure success and also help ensure that we're creating something that people want and people need. So
I think it's also important to touch on Sorry, we do talk a lot.
no, never get another question. Sorry.
No time for questions until we've answered this one. It's also, our products tend to take a little bit longer to create as well, because we go through this whole no nasties process. So it's not, if we wanted to go and create a synthetic body lotion, for example, there's so many synthetic body lotions out there that it would be quite easy and fast to do, but we really take our time with every single component of it, down to the packaging, to the ingredients, to the base, what more.
That's awesome. So with you guys, do you plan on owning a perfumery in New York? Is that kind of the plan with going into the US? Or is this currently a third party?
No. So more having a retail partner that's got a footprint throughout the US, and especially in, these key areas that are really into and, thought leaders in natural products. So we've already got that all mapped out on our side. But it really is, it's in the first step, it's going into a retail partner. And then we don't know what the future holds with regards to having our own bricks and mortar store. There's just obviously a lot more risk and overheads involved with that.
Awesome. I know you mentioned that, your customers are really great to let you know what kind of fragrances they would like and the new products, and they influence that. Do you imagine your shareholders would be of influence for you as well?
Absolutely. I mean, to be honest, we already have a VIP list of people that we lean on for this type of advice, and we'd put the shareholders in that group as well. Right. So, getting that sort of advice and guidance and feedback, and even sampling at times as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So in terms of your sustainability initiatives that are customer facing, you mentioned 1% for the planet and the recycling program. Can you explain a little bit more about these and why it's important for you as founders of the company and for your customers?
I think regarding, I'll start with the plastic neutral element of it. Kate and I are very passionate in our personal lives about sustainability and the environment. And one part of the perfumery that we can't get around is that plastic dip tube, which we mentioned at the start of the call. Like you just have to have plastic. So to counteract that and our contribution for the tiny little plastic dip tubes, we wanted to make sure that we're pulling all of the plastic, the equivalent amount of plastic out of the oceans, just to make it plastic neutral. So at least we're not putting more in, we're pulling the same out as well.
Yeah. And I think that feeds into as well the recycling program, and that we incentivize people to do the right thing. As it stands right now, you get a $65 voucher if you send your bottle back so we can recycle it. Which is a really significant incentive for people to do the right thing by the planet. And then, 1% for the planet as well. We've joined just because it is so aligned with our ethos, in that, 1% of our online sales revenue goes to charitable causes that help protect and restore the environment. I mean, that's what we're all about. Yeah. So it was a no-brainer for us, that one.
That's incredible. So within your core team, do you have anyone with significant beauty retail experience?
Yes, we do. So our head of marketing is former ex-Mecca, and she is just a gun. She's a gun. She's a whirlwind. We struggle to keep up with her a little bit, but she's got a lot of beauty experience, and also not-for-profits and what more as well.
Yeah.
Amazing. I know you were just discussing the plastic tube that's within the spray bottle. Does that react with the citrus essential oils in terms of breaking it down in any way?
No, we're very careful to source a plastic that doesn't break down. So the only alternative to the plastic dip tube is a glass one, and they're not used commercially because of the implications of them shattering and what that could do to the product and and yourself as well. So they're just, as far as we're aware, unless there's someone hiding offline that we don't know about, everyone has to use a plastic dip tube. So they are certified for the fragrance industry. But we haven't been able to get around it. So if someone could invent that,
that's a really good question. Whoever answered that, that's a really, really good question.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So are you looking to bring on anybody after this raise who can help you grow into further international markets?
Yes. Absolutely. As Kate and I have obviously done this ourselves with the growing team in 2023, 2022, but with this raise, we are really, really excited about bringing on a wholesale manager in particular to really help channel our growth into all these different areas. We've got, I think we get emails every second day about becoming a stockist, and just ensuring that we have boots on the ground and the people that can really drive these sales channels is an utmost priority for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, the inbound is huge already. So managing that side of it, but then also being proactive as well and going after those, harder to get retailers that, we're a little bit fortunate that a lot of them have fallen into our lap because they've become aware of our brand and contacted us. That being said, having a sales team will absolutely allow us to take the brand to the next level.
That'd be awesome.
We're also quite on that too, and we're quite selective about in the past who we've gone into. We know where we want to be. We're clear about our direction, and it's very important that people are as passionate about our products as what we are too.
Yeah, absolutely. So currently, are you sourcing your ingredients locally or from around the world? And if you're sourcing from plants, how vulnerable are your supplies to outside variables such as severe weather events?
Yeah, so we source from whoever manufactures the best in the world. So our vanilla comes from Madagascar, our bergamot comes from Italy. So we always go with whoever creates the most premium in that area, because there are ingredients that just aren't, raised and made in Australia. That's being said, where we can, we do try and source in Australia.
Like our sandalwood, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. And so there's absolutely, it affects us in a price perspective, fluctuations around harvests, around weather and things like that. We are affected by that. We've touched wood to date, never had an instance where we couldn't source an ingredient. It's just the price of that varies depending on how big the harvest is and so forth.
Awesome. Do you guys have a favorite product within your range?
Oh,
well, we have yes.
Yeah.
We have a customer favorite. Our Ember Haze is our bestseller by a long way. It's just so loved, and we love it too. But my favorite is Tarkine, because it's inspired by the Tasmanian Tarkine forest. It's vanilla, it's woods, it's just beautiful.
I really flip-flop personally. I jump from scent to scent to scent to scent, dependent on my mood. But my favorite product is probably Midnight Ruse, or I'm actually really loving the room sprays at the moment. So many chemical synthetic products are used around our room, and now spraying 100% natural products in my environment as well. I'm loving the room sprays in all 3 scents, to be honest.
Stunning. Will you be releasing a pack with every product in it?
Oh, that would be a big pack.
I mean,
every product or every scent?
I am wondering if this person means every scent.
Do you know what we are working? We get a lot of customer demand for a sample set, because you can only have so many, samples within a scent. When you bring new scents in, you have to change it all up. So we are working on this amazing initiative that's already in production around having a sampling program where you can add on additional scents as well, so you can try the whole range in one go.
Great idea.
Be a solve of that problem.
Yeah,
that'd be great. So are your candles and room sprays the products actually pet friendly as well?
Absolutely. I should disclaim this. I've got 4 rescue dogs, so they're very
She's a dog woman.
I've foster cared 116 dogs, and they're all still alive and kicking. So I think they are pet friendly. I use the products around my home all the time. So yeah, all pet friendly.
Incredible. Do you work in conjunction with any essential oil brands that might be considered multi-level marketing products such as doTERRA?
No.
No, it's not similar to our mission, those types of schemes.
Awesome. So at the moment, you obviously have a lot of growth plans coming up. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years? So where is your main focus? Is it overseas distributors, website, local distribution, hotels, and how are you making sure you stay focused?
So we have pretty core pillars of what we want to focus on, and we are incredibly good at saying no as well. So we've had from the get-go so many distribution offers in countries that we hadn't previously considered, and we've just not gone because we want to go with the market leading in natural, those markets first, like the US, for example. So we're quite strategic around what we say yes to. We do have a lot on the go, but we're growing and building as we go as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough. How do you go about attracting customers for your brand?
Lots of education, I think, Education is very, very important for us. You know, as we touched on at the start of the call, it's educating about synthetic fragrance and educating why people should be making the switch to natural. And I think when most people become aware of the harmful ingredients in synthetic fragrance, it's a natural transition into natural. So education is very, very much part of our focus, but also social media with the consumer products. You have to be kind of on social media as well.
Yeah, and we've got an amazing paid digital specialist that helps in this regard. And there are a lot of ways that we find people that are already on that journey. So if you've had a hormonal health issue, you'll go to your advisor, and 9 times out of 10 they'll say remove fragrance from your life. And so those people are on their journey to, you know, coming on board with natural fragrances. And there's so many little pockets like that where, you know, if you realize all the toxic ingredients in your home cleaning products, you go, oh, okay, what's next? What's in my body care range? And so there's so many people that are already on that journey. And I think for us, it's, you know, targeting those people who've already got the beginning inklings of awareness and going forward.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see the customer segments that you would never really consider in a fragrance market. But essentially, it's not just about, you know, having a nice ambiance, you know, smelling beautiful. It's about, you know, taking care of your health at the same time. So I think that's really important.
We should also touch on, that we've spoken a lot about hormonal health and female health and what more. Our products are genderless, so they are for men and women. So we do have scents that favour more to the male side, but yeah, we do focus a lot on the hormonal health, female health, all those things.
But hormonal health also, the endocrine system affects men as well, because there's, you know, there's a raft of studies around the effect of synthetic musk again on, you know, sperm count and things like that. So it is really, you know, hormonal health for all, not just females.
Yeah, wow. So you talked about profit margins in your deck before. Was the 35% profit, is it gross profit or net?
That is net profit, I think. We'll have to refer to our CFO on that one, but I'm pretty sure it's net. Yeah.
Great to know. So is Váhy stocked in any retail stores at the moment?
Yeah, so we touched on earlier the Iconic, Kylo, Hard to Find. We've got a whole raft of retailers in Australia, and we're setting our sights now on retailers in the US.
Great. So between the two of you, who makes the final call on strategy and focus?
No. No, we just fight to the death on it. No, it's to be honest, we're very aligned, and we're very, very community minded as well. So our whole teams are involved in decisions that we make. And we also make sure that we're making decisions that are best for our customer base too. So there's no one final call or anything like that. We always come to these decisions by you know, thrashing ideas out.
And sometimes there'll be a case where I need to make a decision and I'll make that and Kate backs me, and vice versa. As she said, we're very aligned on our views and our thinking and our mission and our ethos and where we're going. So often when you're aligned on that, it's quite easy to make the right decision.
And I know you so well. I know what you're thinking most of the time.
I know you guys have been working on this project for a really, really long time. What has been your proudest moment or collaboration to date?
Oh,
the botanist gin was a big one. So we did custom co-branded fragrance at Christmas with the botanist gin, who are a massive brand, and that was really exciting and phenomenal. We've also done Sans Beast collaborations. We've done a ton of collaborations.
I think the most important, being only 3 and a bit years old, having won 12 international awards as a small female founded brand from Melbourne, that's pretty massive. And last year we were a finalist in the Glossy Beauty Awards for Best Clean Brand, and the Glossy Beauty Awards is massive. It's recognised on an international scale, and we were in there with
the Beauty Counter who won. They're huge, $1 billion organisation. So it was amazing to be on that global stage with them.
Even recognised on the same playing field as those brands. That says to us that we're doing the right thing and we're doing it well, and we've just got to keep fighting and pushing and standing and staying aligned with our ethos. So that will probably be my proudest moment. Winning all these awards in such a short amount of time is massive.
It's absolutely huge. Will you guys be setting up a board governance structure?
Yes. So as a part of this raise, we'll be putting in place, you know, a new constitution, a new governance structure around all of that. So yeah, we're cognizant of that.
Brilliant. So obviously you're raising funds through equity crowdfunding. Why is it important to you to bring on your community as shareholders?
I mean, everything we've done historically has been, for our community. I mean, our whole mission is really around public health and that people should not be using these products, and trying to do our part to raise awareness around that. I think that brings in, actually bringing that community in as owners as well is massive for us. We want our success to be, your success as well.
When we say better for self, it's not better for me and better for Kate, it's better for everyone. We want there to be a natural shift from all into the natural fragrance self. It's not just for us. So bringing everyone on board from the start has been incredibly important. Even from when we were early days in scent testing, we were asking all of our friends, all of our peers, give us your feedback, give us your advice. Yeah, definitely not a two-man band.
No.
Well, do you currently have an affiliate marketing scheme, or how do you run your marketing at the moment?
Yeah, so we've got an affiliate, an ambassador program, and a PR program as well. We work with a huge amount of influencers for that brand awareness piece. And we also work with a lot of voices of authority as well around hormonal health and other, aspects of our natural products, which is massive. And it's a really multifaceted team as well. We've got, specialists in Pinterest space, in paid digital marketing, Google, etc. So we've got hopefully all aspects covered.
Incredible. I've had a question from somebody who is wondering when they will receive the notification that the investment offer is live. So just ensure that you have expressed your interest via the Birchal platform, and you will get all of the notifications. You'll get emails. If you pop your phone number in there as well, you'll get SMSs to let you know when the offer does go live. Everybody who expresses interest early does get access to delayed payment terms, so they don't have to pay for their investment until the offer actually closes. And it's always really great to get in early and really support the founders that you believe in. So we really encourage you to get on board when it opens, but you will definitely get notifications.
And you'll get access to all of our email marketing, which is just fantastic.
Oh, it's
beautiful email marketing. Not to be biased, but every time I receive an email, it's stunning. It's, I think, a really beautiful aesthetic reflection of the brand.
Well, thank them.
You. Lots of thought goes into everything that we do. So
we should also touch on that, for anything that's been missed today, and if any of the people who have expressed their interest, we reached out to a lot this week, but we are happy to take on one-on-one calls to answer any questions people may have. Obviously, it's a very big part if you're investing in a company and wanting to understand it more. So we're happy to have those one-on-one discussions with people.
Yeah, and totally accessible. And we'll be reaching out by phone and by email as well.
So how do you guys currently, obviously you've got an incredible product line that you're quite different from other products in the scent space. How do you ensure that there's defensibility around your IP and your product?
Well, it comes down to the formulation, really. So it would be very hard to replicate our formulations, but fragrance, as we all know, it's not just the formulations, because there's just so many, Le Labo Santal 33 is a great example. There's so many dupes of, as soon as it's a successful fragrance, every other brand tries to create a dupe copy of it. We're cognizant absolutely of that, but it comes to being the thought leader, the market leader, the most authentic in that space. We're totally aware that any brand that's successful in beauty, fashion, or retail will have knockoffs eventually. But I think if you're that market leader, your position is defensible that way.
It's almost a compliment.
Yeah, it is, but a really aggravating one. We've already had people trying to take us off, so we're across it.
Yeah.
So crazy. But I mean, I would say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So take it as that.
Yeah, true.
So how have you guys thought about contributing to government regulations surrounding, the actual transparency of ingredients in scents?
We're waiting for their call.
Well, no, so in our strategy is we would absolutely love to be doing that lobbying work and lobbying government officials, and we already know who would be tapping on the shoulders for that. But that is a piece that we'd have to be a bit more of a mature business to do, because right now we've got to focus on managing this growth and making us grow in the rate that we have been in a future focused way. So once we're a little bit bigger, I think we will really take that on in an active way. But for now, it's creating consumer demand. So creating, basically voting with your feet, voting on a product that you want to see and things you don't want to see in other fragrances.
Yeah,
The more
right.
investors we have, the more power we'll have.
So any of them are great lobbyists, we'll bring them on as well.
Love it. It seems like you've had a lot of fans on this call, a lot of people who really support your business. There's been some beautiful comments coming through from the listeners, and people who want to reach out and help you in your business. How can they reach out to you, and what opportunities are for them to get involved?
The best probably way to reach out is via our customer service email, hello@vahy.co, which will then get forwarded directly onto Kate and I, and we can sub there off and go personally, but that would probably be the best channel. Otherwise, if we haven't reached out to you already because you have expressed your interest, we'll be happy to set up on those one-on-one calls. It's no problem.
Yeah, and of course, I'm assuming everyone on this call has already registered and expressed your interest, but that's key as well because we're reaching out to all of those people that have expressed their interest that way. So you'll have our contact details through that.
Fantastic. I know that anybody who wants to reach out as well, you've got the opportunity to do so on the Birchal profile for Váhy. I'll just pop it in the chat box as well, just in case somehow anybody has missed it and hasn't expressed their interest. But it'll be really helpful for anybody who wants to keep up with communications and understand when the offer will be going live as well. But I think we've answered all the questions today, but I just want to thank you guys so much for your time. It's been incredible to be on this journey with you and learn all about Váhy and the difference that you're making, not only to people's health, but also towards sustainability as a whole. And thank you to everybody else who has joined us today. There's quite a lot of you, so we really appreciate everybody's time.
Thanks, Sam. And just to say, if anyone wants to, read anything, we are regularly updating our Birchal activity feed as well. So in the activity feed, you'll find the article from the Environmental Working Group, which Kate mentioned earlier. But again, any questions you've got from today, please reach out. We are more than happy to answer. And we hope everyone's learnt something today and understands a little bit more about our why and our business, and will come along this journey with us and hopefully demand change in the future.
Yeah. And, if anything else, like I know what it's like for me, once I listen to something and process it, then a million questions come up. So if anything does come up afterwards, please do reach out to us. We'd be happy to hear from you.
Great. Thank you so much, Anna and Kate. And thank you everybody for joining. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Really
guys.
appreciate it. Bye.